Well, I've always been interested in speed, and not just in itself for what it does, but how it happens and the mechanical side of things. So I guess born out of my love for open wheel race cars, which really to me are the purest and perhaps unapologetically sincere way of making a human being go as fast as they can, and in a way which is just not diluted by the things that in a lot of cases we have to put up with in day-to-day type things that happen. I can honestly say we didn't start out to collect. All I wanted to do was drive cars, the ones I wanted to drive, and drive them as much as I can. From the point of view of how the cars perform, I'm always interested in doing something which I think can assist the car and maybe suit me a little bit better. Obviously, having a little bit of experience in motorsport in differing categories over these last few decades gives me an idea to do that, but on the other hand, I'm just enjoying the experience, and each time that another opportunity would present itself from the point of view of cars and bikes, if we're in a position to do that, we've availed ourselves of that opportunity. And before you know it, I guess the numbers are building up, because after I've done these changes to cars and the bikes, generally I'm not that interested in moving them on. So what that means is that the numbers do continue to build. And look, I'm really happy with what we have, and if others can get some enjoyment out of that as well, that's just fantastic. Yeah, it's pretty special, there's no doubt about it. Driving cars that have got performance and safety through that, through their very performance provides safety, for example, with their braking and their handling. It's a real thrill, there's no doubt about it. And naturally we have a real pride in owning the cars that we do and the way that they look. We put a lot of effort into making sure that they're maintained to a good standard and that they're presentable. And then naturally we want to make sure that when we're in a position to show them to people, that, in other words, car shows and those sorts of things, not in a, come and look at my car sort of thing. It's about making it available so that hopefully people can see something that if they don't see it at another time or not as often as they'd want, they can then go, hey, I've seen that car today. And that meant a lot to us. For example, we recently went to a car show with the Senna, and people standing in front of it saying, I can't believe there's a Senna here. And I think that's a great reaction. And for us, that gives us a real sense of achievement in that we've not only got the vehicles, but that people are enjoying them as well as we're enjoying them, because my goodness, they're fantastic to drive, they're awesome to look at, and if people are then capable of enjoying that with us, I think that that's a real bonus. I think there's an old saying that says that the older I get, the better I was. Wow, was I fantastic? No, not really, I was pretty average, but as it turned out, I had a real interest in driving race cars, and at a time when I was literally quite young, very inexperienced, didn't know a lot about it, I just had a burning desire to do it. We went and competed in the Formula Ford series, and gee whiz, that's a long time ago now, and as it turned out, didn't do so well, but at one point in time I think I worked out that I was the youngest driver in the field by about 3 years, and the car that I had, by virtue of the only one that I could afford at that time, was quite literally the oldest in the field by about 6 years. So we didn't get a lot out of that from the point of view of advancements and achievements, but on the other hand, what we experienced was sensational. And I guess what it also did was that it made sure that, from my point of view, that I felt that what I went through at that time, maybe I could do something which would help a person later in my life, when perhaps if I've got the wherewithal to do that, that I could assist people to get into motorsport in a competitive position, not pave the road with gold, but be in a position where we could help them do things which maybe they couldn't do themselves. And so it turned out we started doing that in 2013, and that association with motorsport only ended last year. And in that time we competed in 3 different classes of open wheel. That was certainly Formula Ford for a number of years, at the same time Formula 3, and at one point we had Formula 4, all 3 categories going in 1 year in particular, and had some really good success. I mean, obviously a lot of great times in there, but we ended up being involved with 8 different drivers over that period, a couple of different national championships that were achieved, and full credit to the drivers. They were really down-to-earth young men that I think appreciated the fact that they got a little bit of help to get to where they wanted to be, and some recognition for what they were capable of doing.